Hey there, it's Toasty Fresh. Once again, I'm going to be doing a discussion video, and this time I wanted to talk about the subject of neglected gaming genres or neglected consoles, anything that you think you may have overlooked in gaming before, and maybe you're thinking it's time to go and have a look at those areas, or maybe it's something that you've overlooked in the past and you've now gone on to play and you're really glad that you did. Or maybe it's just stuff that you're still looking at now and thinking, you know what, maybe I should try that console out, or maybe I should try those types of games out and see what I'm missing, see if maybe I'm missing something. And I'm bringing this up because upon collecting games and things like that, I started amassing a little bit of a collection of platforming games, and that is the genre really that now I look back at it, I think, you know what, I kind of really overlooked the platforming genre. Around about the time of the PS2, I'd say. I mean, I played platforming games. Well, obviously one of my first gaming memories was Super Mario All-Stars on the SNES when we finally got a SNES, and that kind of 8-bit, 16-bit era was just rife with side-scrolling platformers, and it was the mainstay. It was the FPS of the day, really. They were everywhere. Everything was usually converted into those type of games. And then when the PS2 came about, I kind of went by the wayside and I started playing more adventure games and role-playing games, playing shooters and playing your sports sims and things like that. And platforming I kind of left to the side, and some of them I kind of thought, oh, you know, they're kiddish, so I kind of ignored them to an extent. And now when I'm looking back at it, I think, you know what, I probably missed out on a great deal of amazing games for the consoles that I had by not doing so. I mean, now I look back at it, and just in the games that I've got now, there's like the Jax and Daxter series, it's amazing. Ratchet and Clank, The Legend of Kay is meant to be a pretty decent game as well, to be really good. Vex, which got ported over, it was on the Xbox I think first, but I've never played it on either console. And there's Pitfall: The Lost Expedition as well, and there was a whole host of platforming games out there. PS2 is a really great console for having just a variety of everything that people wanted to play. There was masses of games for every taste. And looking back, I thought about it and I thought, you know what, I probably criminally overlooked the platforming genre, because some of those games have got an amazing reputation, like Ratchet and Clank and Jax and Daxter, probably the two main bearers there of the genre. And that's why I'm right in the wrong now, and I'm playing through Ratchet and Clank. I did a quick Twitter poll, and that was the game that people said want to go out and play first. I put a selection of platformers on that I have for my PS2, and that's what they said, you want to go out and play first, so that's what I'm doing. And when it comes to consoles, I've got some from both sides of my thinking. The console that I later went to, and I was glad I did, was the Dreamcast. I would say the Dreamcast, because I kind of dismissed it out of hand at first. I was like, oh no, that's going to be rubbish at the time of it coming out. I was kind of a little bit fanboyish for the PlayStation at the time. I'd had a PlayStation 1, I'd had a PlayStation 2. You know, I was never a rabid fanboy. You know, I like playing on other stuff as well, and later on I got an original Xbox. So I did have other consoles, but I don't know why when it first came out, the Dreamcast, I kind of dismissed it out of hand, and then later on I bought one several years later on from its release, and it was an amazing console, and I had some brilliant times playing some of the games like Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi, Shenmue, and many others. And I just thought, what a great console, and what some great games for it. And to say that some people say it was a bit of a failure of a console, you really need to go out and play one to, you know, really appreciate some of the great games that came out for it. So that's the one that I was glad that I went and tried out, and I think the one that I really would like to have a good go on would be the Mega Drive, I think, because a lot of people have amazing memories of it, and I never grew up with one. I grew up with a SNES, so even when I was collecting again, I went out and bought myself a SNES, and I've never really been compelled still to really go and grab a Mega Drive yet, because I just don't think it has that kind of childhood memories, you know, connected with me. I mean, some of the other consoles that I've got, maybe Dreamcast didn't, but I have memories of rediscovering one earlier on in my original collection. So that has a few memories, but the Mega Drive, I've never owned one before, so it doesn't kind of have them good memories for me. But having played the Mega Drive collection on the PS3, and I've got it for the Xbox 360 as well. Once upon a time I did have it for the PSP as well. Playing those the Mega Drive games on there made me think, you know, it was a pretty decent console, you know, it was a pretty great console, there was some great games on it, and that kind of makes me want to think, you know what, I want one of those. I want to collect some other games that I've never played before that aren't on those collections, that will be great games in their own right too. So that's kind of the thing I want to set straight, and the Dreamcast was the one that I was glad that I went and dipped into, and the Sega Saturn as well. That's another one that I'd really like to try out of Sega, and probably the NES as well. So there's a few there, because the NES was a bit before my time. I got into consoles from the SNES onwards, and I played a little bit of Zelda, what my mate had, but that was about it, and the Marios. So that's just a quick video just to see, just broach on this subject of things that you may have overlooked that you're kind of regretting now, or stuff that you have gone back to later and you're glad that you've done it. So that'll be the subject for you guys to maybe reply to, and leave your replies in the comment section below. What console or genre have you still neglected that you think maybe I should go and do, or is there a console that you want to play that you haven't really played and that you ignored, or is there some that you've gone on and played later on and are very glad to have done so? But that's about it. That's what I wanted to touch on, and that's what I wanted to get the responses from. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of food for thought for you, and a little bit of an interesting subject, and I'm looking forward to hearing your replies. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video, you've enjoyed having a little chat and a discussion in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I'm Toasted Fresh. Thanks for your time, and it's game over from me.